100 FM The Pike and Green Day at 8:30. In the studio right now, we have a real live Harlem Globetrotter, and it's Hops Pearce. What's going on, sir? Can I call you Hops?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, Hops Pearce is here, and Globetrotters are going to be at the DCU Center on the 30th. You can still get tickets now. Who you guys playing this time?
Washington Generals.
Oh, those guys again. Wow.
2 teams in the league.
I know, really?
So you made the playoffs.
Yeah, awesome.
Excited.
Hey, so what got you to the Globetrotters? Because it's interesting, the stories of all the players and how they got onto the team. There's so many. There's no formula. There's so many different stories, right? So how did you? What was your path to the Globetrotters?
So I went to Pearce College in Westchester County, New York. In 2018, my senior year, I was in the college slam dunk contest on ESPN, and I was a semifinalist. I had a great showing, and the Globetrotters are watching. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Right place, right time. Right
place, right. It was one of the best nights of my life for sure. I mean, it's something that I dreamed of participating in. So to get the opportunity, I was the only Division III athlete in the entire contest. I was competing against guys that went to Texas Tech and like Villanova and like all these super duper high major Division I programs. So to represent Division III and my school meant a lot. But the Globetrotters were watching, and so they called my school and left a message for me. And when I got back to campus, the sports information director was like, "Max, you need to call this number back." So
did you not tell you who it was, or
they told me who it was,
all
but
right,
they were like emphasizing, "You better call them back."
Right? Yeah.
So I called back, and then I eventually went to Atlanta to do a workout with the coaching staff, and then here we are 5 years later.
Wow,
Incredible.
that's amazing. So what's the baseball connection?
So I played baseball.
Okay,
when
you
I
do
was
a lot of stuff
younger.
with baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, but even if I didn't, I think, and this is kind of represented within my artwork as well, I try to be as creative as possible, but through that creativity, I try to speak to my journey as a person or as an athlete. So I played baseball, football, ran cross country, played tennis, and then also played basketball.
Wow, because you do. We were talking about that video on your Instagram of you you get the baseball glove on. You throw the basketball over the board, bounces back. As you're dunking, someone throws you a baseball.
Yeah.
You catch that and dunk the basketball. That's crazy. That's insane. And then, what was the other one?
So then you're on a unicycle.
Yeah, you're a unicycle guy, right?
So of all these other things, you learn to ride a unicycle, and I'm like, oh, what's he going to do on the unicycle? He takes the basketball, throws it over his shoulder behind the back. That's easily half court.
Yes.
Nothing but net. How many shots did you take before you got it in?
I honestly,
If you said 100, I'd be impressed.
Honestly, it was much fewer than 100, but the challenging part about that was that every single time that I did another attempt, the unicycle was in a different place. Like I couldn't get the unicycle to be exactly where I needed it
So you couldn't
to
even
be.
make an adjustment.
So yeah, there was no adjustment. I was really reading off of the rim that I'm facing because there's two sides. So I'd be riding towards one side of the court, and then I'd have to just make my judgment based off of what I feel would be on the other side.
Standing at half court, throwing it over your back,
I know
would have been tough.
Standing halfway up the key. I mean, so what? First of all, anyone who like pursues riding a unicycle is that's psychotic. But what got you into that? Like, what brought the unicycle? Is that something you've been doing since you were a kid? Or?
So I gotta give a shout out to my godfather, Kevin Suggs. He's been like a mentor of mine for a really long time, but he taught me how to ride a unicycle, amongst a few other things. Like whenever I took karate for maybe 4 or 5 years, but it was because of him.
Okay.
And so I just remember one day after one of our classes, he brought a unicycle out of his trunk. And he's like riding it in the parking lot. And so I was like, that looks super interesting. I don't know anybody that rides a unicycle.
Right. Very few people.
He took the time to teach me. And so that's pretty much how I learned.
That's amazing. I'll post that video too. We posted the baseball
The
video
baseball one. Okay.
on our Twitter feed, which is at 100 FM the Pike. And then when we're done, I'll post the unicycle one. I watched that like 100 times. I'm like, okay, he's a robot.
So impressive.
There's no way you can make that shot, but
So
it's
impressive.
amazing.
Thanks, I
That's
appreciate
incredible
it.
stuff.
Every year, the Harlem Globetrotters reinvent themselves and bring back, so try to, bring something new to the show. The 4-point shot is interesting to me, and I think you're bringing
Yes.
that back. What else are we looking forward to? What are we going to see you do specifically, and what else is coming to the show?
So I think the interesting part, and it's kind of like what we were just talking about, the Globetrotters just got their first show in the last 40 years. It's called Play It Forward. It's on NBC, and it basically speaks to what the Globetrotters do beyond the court. So what we're focusing on this year is incorporating a lot of our off-the-court passions and talents into the show. So I can't speak specifically
Okay.
to what you guys
All right,
will
no,
see. I
that's
don't want
cool.
to spoil it.
Right.
Excellent.
But that's the direction that we're headed in this year.
Excellent. I'm standing at least 6 feet from you, not for social distancing, just because I don't want to get pantsed.
Right, exactly. So you talk about the stuff you guys do off the court, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of stuff. You guys do a lot of stuff in the communities you visit all over the world, and you're doing some stuff today in Worcester, right? You're going to be at the Central YMCA 3:30 to 4:30. You're going to be at the Boys and Girls Club 4:30, right, John? 4:30. But you also go back to your hometown. You do a lot of work with the kids in your hometown too, right?
Yes. So it really depends on what's happening during the year, because every year presents its different needs. But for the last, I guess it's 4 years now, the high school that I went to, I started a scholarship there, and it's basically for student athletes transitioning out of their sport. So we really try to focus on making sure that people are prepared for that transition. It's one of the bigger issues that athletes deal with because they've been around sports for their whole lives. And so to go from that to not playing a sport is quite a lifestyle change.
Right,
And a lot of times we're not ready for that.
Okay.
So it's really just to support that transition for people. But again, every year it kind of presents its different needs, but we are definitely doing a bunch of different things in my hometown, Tuckahoe, in New York.
When Hops comes home, it's like Oprah coming to town. You get a unicycle, and you get a unicycle, and you get a unicycle.
Teach the youth to ride the unicycle. There you go. Right? Awesome. Well, Hops, appreciate you coming in here. Globetrotters taking on the Washington Generals. A rare appearance by the Washington Generals over at the DCU Center on December 30th. You can still get tickets. Get them out there. If you've never been to a Globetrotters game, great for the whole family. Bring the kids. If you have family in town for the holidays, bring them along too. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing you.
I'm really hoping Massachusetts sports gambling is ready by then because my money is on you.
Yeah, I always bet on the Globetrotters. Well,
Funny.
I have a little challenge here for you if you're
Okay.
up for it. All right.
Okay.
Now I don't know how you feel about doing athletic stuff off the court. I'd hate for Hops to get injured doing this and not be able to make the game. But I sit here all morning, and when I'm done with stories and stuff, I crumple up the paper. I try to make the waste basket from here.
Yep.
My
All right?
job is to pick all 50 of them up after the
usually-
show.
Yeah, usually I make one out of like 50, right? So we're gonna go you and Adam and myself. What do you say? We get 5 shots each.
Okay.
Who makes the most?
I love it.
Okay, that's cool. You have to be on a unicycle though. We're just gonna be standing.
You guys got one?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you didn't bring one?
You didn't bring
I
a
did not bring
unicycle?
one.
Oh, come on, man. You call yourself a unicyclist? All right, so we're going to do that on Facebook Live. All right,
Okay.
so we'll take a break here, but go to the Pike Facebook page, and we're going to go Facebook Live. And, I'm pretty good, though. I'm pretty good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Actually, you have to do it behind your back. You can't even look at the basket, right? All right, so we'll do that. Hops, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you
Again,
having me.
Globetrotters DCU Center coming up on the 30th of the month, and we'll post that info on our Twitter feed also at 100 FM The Pike.